Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A happy Friday to you all. Hopefully, you are finishing up your week well, or perhaps getting an early start to the weekend. Regardless, hope you're having a good Friday. We have got new music coming from the JK camp with that. Mr. Jungkook is back with brand new music titled 3D, featuring American rapper singer Jack Harlow. Now, I am unfamiliar with who Jack Harlow is, with what type of music he does. I'm also unfamiliar with just the entire premise of the song, what it's supposed to be, what if there's a storyline attached to it, what type of sound it's going to be. But BTS's solo era has been kind of a great time, regardless of who I'm following or whose music I'm listening to. I usually come out the other side of it. One, having learned something musically about the individual member, and two, impressed by the music that's been supplied today. So I'm hoping that trend continues today. So let's get into it. DJ, roll the intro. Two things before we start the MV Watchthrough today. One, don't mind the head. It's just very cold in the flat, and my ears are quite cold. Two, this became not an issue, but a point brought up in the 7 watch along. I have no idea what the contents of this video and the song are. So I don't know if the lyrics are going to be blatantly explicit or sexual or what have you. I'm going in completely fresh. So if there is let's say the song does have an explicit version, and if you know that this is going to be an explicit version and that's going to be a point or an issue for you, then I recommend clicking off or finding an alternative source, things like that, because I have no control of what this is going to have. So, just wanted to clear that up. Don't want that to become an issue for someone out there in the world, just in case. So, Jungkook's 3D. Here we go. The big hit intro card at the very beginning this time.
One, two, three. I can touch you through the phone.
Whoa. Oh. The grooves are smooth. It's like, oh, rapper JK, okay. I'm gonna let you do your thing. The subtle background vocals are a nice touch too. Who does this remind me of? Old JT? I hear that second vocal. And I like that the second time around this post chorus, he's getting floaty with it up top.
Jungkook, take a chick off one look, and when they get took, they don't ever get untook. When I seen that body, you would think it was a dead body. The way I told my boys, come look, I used to take girls up the Stony Brook and steal their hearts like some crook. True story. Now when I hold somebody's hand, it's a new story. All my ABGs get cute for me. I had one girl, too boring. 2 girls, that was cool for me. 3 girls, damn, dude's horny. Four girls, okay, now you horny.
Interesting that the instrumental, like the melodic quality of the instrumental part is like slowly dropping out now. It ultimately boiled down to just the bass carrying the melody part. Everything else was rhythmic. Nice pause. And I like that we're getting ad-libs on both sides of the main melody too, higher and lower.
I got you playing with yourself on camera. You my babe, just like Tampa. Speaking of bucks, I got those.
A second feature verse.
And that's for thoughts. What do you really want to know? I thought so. I fly you from Korea to Kentucky, and you ain't gotta guarantee me nothing.
Kentucky? Shout out Kentucky one time.
See if you would touch me.
Oh, interesting. Again, they petered out the actual, like, instrumental part of the song during Jack Harlow's verse. Huh. Long ending card. There it is. Interesting. Interesting. I kind of like how they treated Jack Harlow's verses in that they kind of just let him do his thing, almost to the point where the instrumental section became like an afterthought or like a less important part of the song for his verses. Because in his main verse and also that like ending verse there, the instrumental section just like slowly disappears behind him. And I think that's really interesting because usually when it comes to rap verses and pop music, more often than not, the instrumental beat will change in some way, shape, or form to better accommodate for the rap flow on top rather than for the melodic top line that would usually get if it was like a sung vocal line. But what happens in 3D is it does take a step back, but then it continues to slowly recede back. That doesn't usually happen. It's the other way around. Usually it does drop down initially, and then it maybe like slowly starts building up. That leads into the climax of the riser before the next chorus, or once the song phrase changes into the next pre-chorus, things like that. So that, I think, compositionally is very cool. I also do like that, regardless of if it is, you know, a soloist and a feature artist, there's a whole lot of ad-libs from the both of them, especially at the very end where we get ad-libs going higher than the main top line way of JK, or you get like the lower spoken rapped ad-libs from Jack Harlow that's below the main melodic top line. I think that's very cool. It's a very smart way to split the two artists apart, but also incorporate them into the same part of the song. I think that's very nice. I want to listen to that final chorus again. JK knock over the fire hydrant. And then you get the lower part now. I like that split. I like that split. I think the music team did a good job on really accentuating the fact how different JK and Jack Harlow's vocal tones were. And, you know, sometimes to create a contrast, putting them together creates the best contrast sometimes because you get an immediate comparison between the two. And in this final chorus, it's almost like a back and forth kind of way where you get one ad-lib and you get the other. And it's kind of like ping pong match back and forth. I think that's very cool, very smart. Overall, when it comes to the like BTS solo projects that we've gotten in the last like year or so, JK is the one that I've had the most trouble connecting to. It's just his type of music, and I guess J-Hope's to an extent as well, are just types of music that I don't really listen to or that like I lean towards too often not. But I am slowly realizing just in terms of, you know, various JK projects that have dropped recently, whether it's Dreamers or Left and Right with Charlie Puth, which I was listening to during lunch today earlier. Seven dropped a little bit earlier in the summer, and then now 3D. Like, there is a certain kind of chill groove, but also hip hoppy, like little bouncy type beat that JK tends to lean towards, and I think that's very cool because he's very, like, at least in my mind, very quickly establishing what type of music he wants to do as a solo artist or while he's doing things solo. And I think it's very cool that he's going along this kind of more Western, like late 90s sound. His, you know, I just kind of find it funny that I know so many people who really enjoy music from right around the time when they were born. So like it's music that would have been kind of more on the outdated end, uh, like later in their life. Like I grew up around 80s music, even though I was born 1997. And I just think it's very interesting when artists decide to really go along that lines. But he's doing a good job with it, and I like where he's going with it. So shout out JK one time. But that is it for me today. Thank you for all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, you know, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.